Welcome back. We are back with a brand new review for Young Justice, episodes 14, 15, 16. And we have watched 3 good episodes of this show we've been waiting for a very long time. Feels like it's been on hiatus forever. And this picks right back off where we left off in episode 13, where, all the heroes are dealing with a crisis all around the world. And spoiler, not spoiler, one of the biggest characters in the show has died. If you haven't seen that so far, Najee, what did you think before we get into the specifics? Any of the details of these next 3 episodes?
Finally, Young Justice is back. If you've been rocking with Young Justice since day one, you know this is a very bad, abusive relationship.
Whew.
In love with this series because it's like it gets good, then it disappears, and it's just a lot. And when it dropped during DC fandom, that was a surprise. And then now we're like, okay, give us more. Then the series, the first part of this season, the arc quickly ended, left us in devastation. There was definitely some very interesting things, which we'll get into specifics in a minute. But now that it's back in the first 3 episodes, I hate to kind of steal your terminology, but this show has completely matured.
Yeah,
and
grown up with the audience.
Yeah, and that's not something that I'm used to with shows that I like for a long time. I mean, it's been years since its debut, and it has absolutely matured, and for the better. It's aware, it's conscious, and from what we got in these first 3 episodes, I was just thoroughly surprised that we're seeing a side of our characters that is in almost, I'm not going to say in parallel, but almost in conjunction to where we see live action Titans in terms of their psychology. Right. Because, when Titans came out, there was the whole reserve of like, this is very mature. This is very brutal. Yeah. And to think of Titans, you also think of Teen Titans, and then you think of Young Justice. And I think that we're seeing this linear maturity happening here with these first 3 episodes that is intriguing. But along with the drama, along with the arc, and picking up off of where we left off at the end of the first break, things are getting beyond interesting right now, and could go in any direction. And so many different things are happening. So overall, I'm happy that it's back. I'm excited to cover this season. And these first 3 episodes definitely got us here to talk about some things.
So this season in general, the whole Phantom season, is doing something that the show hasn't done at all since, we're now getting 3-4 episode character arcs that's all still building to the overall thing. So everybody is getting like 3 or 4 episodes, and that's like its own story. And then we're, while still building to the main story or whatever Randall Savage is doing in the background that we've seen him doing since like season 1. Yeah. So his overall plan that's building, that's where this is building. But I really like where this is going. And this next batch of episodes that we get, we are more focused on what's going on in Atlantis, like what's going on so Kaldor, Aquaman, and what's going on with Atlantis right now. And this also takes place like during, like before the previous episode with Zatanna dealing with the magic stuff. So just back in and we see what the heck they were up to this entire time. Like I said, it's definitely been interesting, man. Just seeing this show deal with some heavy issues. The depression, drug use, just self-identity, so many different things that you going back into that first season, you're like, oh, this show for kids. Nah, this is, like you said, it's grown up. It's very not much the same show as it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's episodes are out, so definitely go check them out. They're on HBO Max if you don't know. And this returning was kind of a sneaky thing, but because we're such fans, we had our set on this release. So we're going to talk about spoilers. And I kind of want to go about talking about some of these characters in that moment of what you said. And I think Aquaman, now as Aquaman of the Justice League, I mean, to see one of my favorite characters be pretty much put in not only a leadership role, which I'm like, hell yeah, but then to actually sit back and think about this character's psychology, where he's talking to his parents, where he's talking to Dick,
Nightwing,
yes, and Dick, and and telling him to sit back and say, hey bro, have you grieved at all? Like, have you taken a step back to realize everything that you've been through? And like, as a fan of the show and a fan of these characters, you're like, hold on, there's some real stuff right here. Like, my man had seen his friends and all sorts of different tragedies and stakes being, you know, higher, and the losses are becoming greater and bigger, and the responsibilities are getting bigger. And the moment he said, have you sat back to actually like metabolize this and deal with the grieving? And then the parents come in and they start to talk about their trauma and then how that may have affected him. Dude is just a machine right now. We're like, gotta get back to work, got responsibility. It's scary to think that we on a show where characters can die because of whatever, that a character may succumb to their own mental health. That right there is the most bizarre storytelling of a cartoon show I've seen. As I say, the maturity is definitely going in our direction as adults. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think this show, especially, you know, even though they're superhuman, they have powers, it really hits home that they're human. They have the same issues that any of us have out here, but you know, obviously higher stakes and responsibilities. Like you said, the whole conversation with Dick, he's like, nah, bro, we gotta keep working. If I stop, I'm gonna think about it. I don't want to think about it. We gotta keep working. And that's what a lot of people do. They keep pushing. Like, you know what I mean? Your friend just died, you going through this at work, but you keep working. You know what I mean? Like, so that's crazy to hear that on screen, and like, to hear it emotionally, like emotion in the voice of the voice actors too. Like, they've been doing this for a while. They're in the mind of these characters.
This dude, Kyrie, is a monster, bro. I mean, just thinking about the characters that he's having to portray, and not only the character that he's playing. When you think about what Ezekiel is going through in The Walking Dead, and then what Calderon is doing in this, like, my man is going through some things and he knows how to bring on that emotion. I mean, he's one of the best in the game, and I just was not expecting this. And then I think, you know, because we're talking about the first 3 episodes, so wherever these sort of events are happening within the first 3, Violet sitting here and talking about sexuality here is another thing that I didn't see come. And not just that, but religion. She is taking the axe to the big social towers and saying, I need answers. I need to understand these things. And
they really talk about it. It's not like, oh, a quick conversation. No, they really sit down and talk about, you know, the religion and different aspects of it, and very seriously. Like, they don't like joke about anything like that. It's a very serious conversation that I wouldn't expect in the show. Yeah. So it's crazy. And I mean, dealing with a character that, you know, the original Gabrielle, the character that died, you know, this is the soul of the mother box that has possessed her body and is trying to find, you know, her human side, like her humanity, like, you know, what should she believe in? What should she feel like she is? And they dealing with a lot of that in this show. And like I said, it's heavy, but you're like, man, I'm watching Injustice, right?
Like, yeah. And I think you know, there's an educational curve to this, which is great. I mean, they're not swaying away from it. And these things need to be talked about. And whether you want to say, well, I don't want this on my cartoon or not, that's you. But I like the idea that you're being exactly. And I like the idea that we're being inclusive here. And if there's a character, again, if other characters are going through deaths, depression, drug use, well, why can't we talk about sexuality? And here's what she says is like, I don't know how to identify myself.
Right.
And then they say, well, the world is yours. You can identify yourself however you want. And she now goes by the pronoun of they, them, which is like, it's great. And to have these conversations so that kids are exposed to it, or adults become aware of it, because pronouns are absolutely something people should discuss. I think that this was a very telling part of the story that, you know, I think it's very conscious. And equality is an important thing. And if we do have, you know, queer representation on these shows, and if we have characters out of the LGBTQ plus community, and you're talking about pronouns, if that's what they want to do, then I embrace it. And I think this is a good thing. And for Violet to go through this journey, and now they are exploring in these conversations along with religion. Well, why not? I think it's great. And then let's go to Garth now, who has, and this is important. This is the one I really want to talk about. Garth, as we know, has been celebrity. Right. He's been in the forefront. He's had it all. The social media, the media run, the all of that. So it was a movie star. He was the big deal.
Right.
And tell me if you haven't heard the story more times than enough. But when it's you in that home by yourself and you're trying to really put it all together and you haven't really seek the help that you needed, people turn to all forms of addiction and substance.
Right. Anything to get their mind off the issue.
Anything. And he's struggling. I mean, they try to do a what's it called? When all the friends, yeah, thank you, intervention. And he completely is ice cold here. I mean, he's just like, nah. But
they poured their hearts out with those stories. He's like, okay, what's up? Next, it's like, what else you got?
Robot man, I was like, come on, bro. You have my man who's never serious be serious. I was like, oh, he just carried him, which I thought was a really good moment because like that's another character that's kind of similar. Like you said, their stories are kind of similar in terms of like dealing with things, you know. And
I just think that's funny because like just to see the character that's like the happiest go lucky character on the show. And how, you know, how pumped he was. Like he was like the main motivation for a lot of the characters in the last season, to see him just decline after the events, you know, dealing with, you know, Connor and everything else, and like how he's dealing with this is terrible. Like, you know, he's pushing off everything and everybody. You know, the outsiders that meant so much to him, he doesn't even care anymore.
Yeah,
like, you know, he's not dealing with this. Like I said, even though he had his mind was completely gone when he was on Mars, and now like the way he's dealing with this is not the best way you can go about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's weird to see that character get to this place.
Right. And I think, you know, with these superheroes and their responsibility to society, the responsibility is also to themselves. And that's where we're kind of seeing that not really become on the forefront. And that's why the others are kind of saying like, hey, man, you got to pull it together. We can do this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And by the way, if you don't, there's consequences in terms of your eligibility and being part of the team. You got to go through one of these counseling, which was also cool. Yeah. They actually have resources for their members. You have to go through counseling. So just be ready. Zatanna, I think they say was doing it, right?
Black Lightning required that everybody on the team do like bi-monthly or whatever mental health checks.
Right, and I think it's Zatanna who's actually doing it. Yeah, Black Lightning's like mandating it, but either way, you got to talk to the big homies, man. You're not getting away from this one, and you know I just thought that was really cool that they had all that. So you know, again, this is why we feel like this season matured and it has a lot of good things. But you know, if you want to talk about actually the drama within the superhero world of this, I mean, it's no place better than talking about new. I ain't gonna say this was not returning, but we have a new character showing face. And what does this all mean with Ocean Master kind of still doing whatever for whatever reason, still being badass? Yeah, but we have a new arrival here, huh?
Yeah, and you know, this is a new layer to the story that was kind of discussed earlier on in this particular season, and now it's coming back into play. So, like I said, this is a big thing into whatever Vandal Savage has planned in the background. And one of the things too is like a lot of the after credit scenes for what they're doing, like they add into like what's going on in the overall picture. So you see a lot of like him setting stuff up and you know whatever the big plan is. But like I said, man, this season is crazy, man. Like it's just the way they've been doing this has been fantastic. I'm loving these character arcs and then into the big overall story.
Yeah, but I mean, I want you to be a little more specific here. The drama that's going on with, because I feel like I talked so much. I was trying to pitch it off to you in terms of this new character arrival now.
It's not Orem, but it's the new character is Vandal Savage's son, who was the original leader of Atlantis, who was thought to be dead, or at least what Vandal Savage thought to be dead, after unleashing Clarion to sink all of Atlantis in the first place. So they have a prophecy in Atlantis that he's supposed to come back, that he's the original leader, he's supposed to get his crown back and do whatever. And right now they have like a political split about who the true king is in Atlantis, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. He's kind of just been chilling for so long, and he just he feels like he shouldn't be involved. So we're seeing where this is going and how this is going to Aquaman has suspicions to what is actually going on, because like Ocean Master is not really Ocean Master, whatever the case is. It's a whole plot that's going on with him and whatever that case is. But it's definitely getting interesting. I can't wait to see where this is actually going.
Yeah, you know what? Ocean Master is one of my favorite villains, and the fact
What?
that like they quickly exposed that like Ocean Master does not act in ill intent without motive of some sort or some grandmaster plan, and not to just, hey guys, I'm here. Let's shake some feathers, or let's shake the tree and see what leaves fall. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I loved how like even in the short arc, they're just like, yeah, that's not him, and now they're trying to figure out what's going on with that. So there's a lot of drama underwater. And like you said, the political aspects in terms of the righteous hierarchy and that should be in place here. A lot of things are going on, and hey, it's cool to see sort of say Aquaman back in the tempo after he kind of like hung up his reins for a little while. So seeing him being back in the mix and whatnot is always
on this
good.
covert mission to retrieve whatever that crown is.
Yeah,
that was given to them by the gods. The gods of chaos or whatever it is, the chaos gods, the lords of chaos, of order.
And you're right. Last thing I'll say is that it's cool that after the episode end and the credit starts to roll, that they stop using it as more of a video wallpaper and they actually are adding extra content for those extra 2 to 3 minutes that we got there. So I definitely appreciate what they're doing here on the second half of this season. So
I mean, like I said, obviously the fans want more, and I do think they're going to show up for this, man. I mean, this is, like you said, this is a show that has been going on for 10 years, like 2011, 2012, with obviously hiatuses and breaks in between for whatever the reasons were, but I'm glad that, we are able to even get these new episodes, man, and see it grow to this point, man, because there's so many stories to tell in this world. And this show alone, and I'm glad, like I said, we are able to keep this thing going.
Yeah. Looking forward to the additional weeks of episodes, and I guess we'll be here doing what we do. But
I wonder if it's 1 a week or it's going to be they're going to give it 3 a week, like they're going to be doing. I was just going to shoot off with 3. Yeah,
who knows, man? This in the point. Whether it's 1, whether it's 3, we still got work to do. So I'm just happy it's back. And these 3 was definitely had a lot of continuity between them. I think I would have been very anxious if we only had 1 or 2. I think the 3 here
I think that's that's the smart play. They want you to come back every week. So.
Yeah.
But on that, did you have anything else that you wanted to say on that, or?
Nah, man. I mean, I guess we just kind of see what's happening next with Superman. What's sort of happening in
the Legion.
Legion
also has a background plot that we haven't got disclosed.
Mm-hmm. And how did we forget? Predictions. So the time travel capsule thing has been damaged, and so you go see Wally. We're talking about time travel here. Speed Force.
Bart Allen, because Wally is still gone.
Yeah, sorry, Wally. Yes, because and that's the thing. In terms of going back to prevent things, I mean, this makes a lot of things intriguing now to prevent what ultimately happened with what's her name and Superboy. This is the opportunity to kind of reverse that. And I mean, Superboy dying was just definitely way over dramatic. There's no way that should happen. A lot of people had a lot to say with that. I know I was personally.
Oh, man, it was a kryptonite bomb.
I don't know, man. I was feeling some type of way. But it seems like they may have a plan possibly to reverse this, and we'll see what happens. And that's
always a Flash. They always got the Flash.
Always.
But on that note, hope you guys definitely check out these 3 episodes when it drops on,
available now. Go check it out. HBO Max, folks. You don't. Once you check this review out, you go to HBO Max and go watch it, or vice versa. Either way, but it's available now for you. All 3 episodes, even though they didn't promote it as heavily as they should,
which is weird. Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Well, check it out. HBO Max. Terrell and Najee here. Leave us a comment what you think, and we are out. That's probably in that broadcast.